Welcome, dear learners, to this lecture on conflict resolution strategies. Dear learners, conflict is a natural and unavoidable part of human interaction. Whenever people have different opinions, needs, values, or goals, conflict is likely to arise. However, the presence of conflict does not necessarily mean negativity. What truly matters is how we understand, manage, and resolve conflict. In this lecture, we will focus on 4 major learning objectives. The objectives for today's session include: number 1, to identify different conflict resolution strategies. Number 2, to evaluate the advantages and disadvantages of each strategy. Number 3, to understand how to manage conflicts constructively in real life situations. And lastly, to develop critical thinking skills for selecting the most appropriate conflict resolution strategy. Let us begin by understanding what conflict resolution strategies actually mean. Dear students, conflict resolution strategies are structured methods used to address and settle disagreements among individuals, groups, or organizations. Since conflict is a normal part of everyday life, whether at home, in educational institutions, workplaces, or society, it's essential to understand how to deal with it effectively. When conflicts are managed poorly, they can escalate, damage relationships, reduce productivity, and cause emotional distress. On the other hand, when appropriate conflict resolution strategies are applied, conflicts can be transformed into opportunities for growth, understanding, and stronger relationships. Let's explore some of the major conflict resolution strategies. Let's discuss negotiation first. Negotiation is one of the most commonly used conflict resolution strategies. It's a direct and interactive process in which the conflicting parties communicate with each other to reach a mutually acceptable solution. The main purpose of negotiation is to achieve a win-win outcome, where both parties feel that their concerns have been heard and respected. Negotiation relies heavily on open communication, active listening, and a willingness to compromise. For example, imagine 2 co-workers who disagree over the distribution of project responsibilities. Through negotiation, they can discuss their strengths, workloads, and expectations, and then arrive at a fair division of tasks. Negotiation is particularly effective when both parties are willing to communicate honestly and cooperate. However, its success depends on communication skills and openness of the individuals involved. Number 2 strategy is the mediation. Mediation involves the presence of a neutral third party who helps the conflicting individuals communicate and reach a resolution. The mediator does not impose a decision but facilitates constructive dialogue. The purpose of mediation is to resolve disputes impartially, especially when direct negotiation becomes difficult due to emotional tension or communication breakdown. For instance, in a workplace, conflict between 2 employees, a human resource manager or trained mediator can help both parties express their concerns calmly and work towards a solution without escalating the issue. Mediation requires empathy, neutrality, problem-solving skills, and the ability to manage emotional conversations. It's especially useful in sensitive or emotionally charged conflicts. Let's now discuss the advantages and disadvantages. Dear learners, mediation is a widely used method of conflict resolution, and it offers several important advantages as well as a few notable limitations. One of the key advantages of mediation is that it promotes transparent communication and better understanding between the parties involved. By encouraging open dialogue in a structured and respectful environment, mediation helps individuals clarify misunderstandings, and explore issues more deeply. Another significant benefit is that it helps preserve relationships by avoiding confrontational or adversarial approaches. This makes mediation particularly suitable for situations where long-term interaction is necessary, such as in workplaces, families, or community settings. Mediation is also flexible and confidential process, allowing discussions and outcomes to remain private while adapting to the unique needs of each situation. Perhaps most importantly, mediation empowers the parties themselves to arrive at their own solutions, fostering a sense of responsibility, mutual respect, and lasting commitment to the agreement reached. At the same time, mediation has certain disadvantages that must be acknowledged. The process requires the willingness and active participation of all parties involved, and without mutual cooperation, mediation may not be effective. In some cases, mediation can be time consuming, especially when conflicts are complex or emotions run high. There is also no guarantee that mediation will lead to a successful resolution if parties remain rigid or uncooperative. Additionally, the outcome of mediation often depends heavily on the skills, neutrality, and experience of the mediator. If the mediator lacks expertise or fails to manage the discussion effectively, the process may not achieve its intended goals. In conclusion, while mediation offers a constructive and relationship-oriented approach to conflict resolution, its success depends on cooperation, time, and professional guidance. When applied in the right context, mediation can be a powerful tool for resolving disputes peacefully and collaboratively. Let's now discuss collaboration as conflict resolution strategy. Collaboration is a conflict resolution strategy in which all parties work together to find a solution that fully satisfies everyone's needs. Instead of focusing on individual positions, collaboration addresses the underlying causes of conflict. The main goal of collaboration is to create long-term, mutually beneficial solutions. This approach emphasizes teamwork, trust, creativity, and shared responsibility. For example, two departments within an organization may collaborate to complete a project by sharing resources and aligning their goals. This strategy not only resolves conflict but also strengthens working relationships. Although collaboration is highly effective, it requires time, trust, and a strong commitment from all parties involved. Collaboration is an approach that emphasizes working together to reach shared solutions. Its main advantage is that it creates outcomes that benefit everyone involved while building trust and strengthening long-term relationships. By encouraging open discussion, collaboration promotes creativity, teamwork, and strong commitment to the final decision. However, collaboration can be time-consuming and is not suitable for urgent solutions. It requires high levels of cooperation and trust, and it may lead to frustration if parties are unwilling to compromise. In some cases, it can unnecessarily complicate simple conflicts. Coming to compromise as a conflict resolution strategy. Compromise is a strategy where each party gives up something to reach a middle ground solution. Unlike collaboration, compromise does not aim for complete satisfaction, but for fairness and practicality. The purpose of compromise is to resolve conflicts quickly when time is limited or when a perfect solution is not possible. For example, if team members disagree on meeting schedules, each person may adjust their availability slightly to reach an acceptable agreement. While compromise helps reduce tension and reach quick resolutions, it may sometimes leave individuals partially dissatisfied, especially if deeper issues remain unresolved. Compromise is a practical approach to conflict resolution where each side gives up something to reach an agreement. Its main advantage is that it resolves disputes quickly and fairly when concessions are shared equally. Compromise helps reduce tension, prevent escalation, and works well for everyday disagreements. However, it often results in partial solutions, leaving no one fully satisfied. Participants may feel resentment if sacrifices seem unequal, and deeper issues may remain unresolved. Therefore, compromise is best for routine matters, not complex or high stakes conflicts. Let us discuss avoidance as conflict resolution strategy. Avoidance is a strategy in which individuals choose not to address the conflict immediately or deliberately ignore it for a period of time. The purpose of avoidance is to prevent escalation, especially in minor conflicts or emotionally intense situations. Avoidance can be useful when emotions are high and time is needed to calm down. For example, choosing not to respond immediately to an emotionally charged email allows time for reflection and prevents impulsive reactions. However, avoidance does not resolve the conflict and may lead to resentment if used repeatedly for serious or ongoing issues. Avoidance is a conflict management approach where the issue is temporarily set aside. Its main advantage is that it prevents immediate escalation and allows time for emotions to cool down. It is useful for minor short-term issues and can reduce stress in highly emotional situations. However, avoidance does not resolve the conflict and may lead to frustration or resentment over time. Repeated avoidance can weaken trust and is ineffective for serious or recurring problems. Dear learners, it's important to understand that no single conflict resolution strategy is perfect for every situation. Each conflict resolution strategy has its own strengths and limitations, and its effectiveness depends on the context in which it is applied. The major advantages of conflict resolution strategies include: number 1, neutral facilitation. A mediator offers an unbiased viewpoint, minimizing partiality. Number 2, maintains relationships, prioritizes cooperation and understanding instead of confrontation. Number 3, alleviates emotional strain. It establishes a secure space for individuals to share their feelings constructively. Number 4, fosters mutually beneficial outcomes. It encourages innovative solutions that meet both parties' needs. The disadvantages of the conflict resolution strategies include: number 1, dependent on mediator proficiency. An effective mediator might not resolve the conflict successfully. Secondly, non-binding resolution. Parties may neglect to implement the agreed upon solution without genuine commitment. Number 3, time and financial costs. Organizing mediation sessions can demand resources and scheduling efforts. Number 4, not ideal for urgent matters. Mediation requires time, leaving immediate issues unresolved. Therefore, understanding both the advantages and disadvantages of each strategy is essential for effective conflict management. Coming to another objective of this session, that is managing conflicts constructively in professional settings. Dear learners, in professional settings, conflicts often arise due to differences in work styles, priorities, or resource allocation. Managing such conflicts constructively is crucial for maintaining productivity and teamwork. Negotiation helps colleagues clarify expectations, and reach agreements. Mediation is useful when conflicts involve emotional tension or repeated misunderstandings. Collaboration works best for long-term projects requiring shared commitment. Compromise is effective when quick decisions are necessary, while avoidance may be suitable for minor temporary disagreements. When applied appropriately, these strategies lead to improved communication, reduced workplace stress, and stronger professional relationships. Conflicts in personal life, such as those among family members or friends, are often emotionally charged. In such cases, maintaining relationships is as important as resolving the issue. Negotiation helps balance responsibilities. Mediation encourages fair dialogue. Collaboration strengthens mutual understanding. Compromise resolves daily disagreements, and avoidance allows emotions to settle before discussion. Constructive conflict management in personal settings fosters trust, empathy, and emotional connection. Dear learners, it's very important to understand the significance of developing critical thinking for conflict resolution. Critical thinking plays a vital role in choosing the right conflict resolution strategy. Since every conflict is unique, reacting emotionally or impulsively often worsens the situation. Critical thinking involves analyzing the types of conflict, identifies its root causes, understanding the people involved, and predicting the possible outcomes of different strategies. It allows individuals to choose solutions that are logical, ethical, and relationship oriented. Conflict is an inherent and unavoidable aspect of life. It occurs when individuals or groups hold differing viewpoints, priorities, or objectives. While it is often viewed negatively, conflict can also serve as a significant opportunity for development, learning, and enhanced relationships when approached with care. Each conflict is unique, and there isn't one size fits all strategy applicable to every scenario. This highlights the importance of critical thinking. By utilizing critical thinking, people can thoroughly analyze conflicts, consider various perspectives, foresee possible outcomes, and choose the most suitable approach instead of reacting in a knee-jerk or emotional manner. This method enables a detailed assessment of the issue, the individuals involved, and the surrounding contexts, ensuring that not only immediate concerns but also deeper underlying issues are effectively tackled. The initial step in applying critical thinking is to recognize the type and origin of the conflict. Conflicts can occur between individuals, within teams, or even at the organizational level. Grasping whether a conflict is interpersonal, group-related, or organizational aids in determining the appropriate method to employ. Equally crucial is identifying the root cause of the disagreement. For instance, a team member failing to meet deadlines might result from being overwhelmed with their workload, suggesting a resource problem, or it could be due to personal work habits, pointing to a behavioral issue. By accurately pinpointing the root cause, the chosen method will aim at the genuine problem instead of merely addressing superficial symptoms. Once the type and cause are understood, it's vital to assess the stakeholders and their relationships. Conflicts seldom exist in isolation. The individuals involved, their impact, and the importance of maintaining positive relationships must be taken into account. In workplaces, collaboration may be the best method when colleagues need to continue working closely together, as it encourages understanding and teamwork. Conversely, minor disputes that do not significantly affect outcomes might be managed temporarily through avoidance to avoid unnecessary escalation. Taking these relational factors into consideration ensures that the resolution strategy preserves harmony and boosts trust. The steps that we are going to discuss now is to explore potential strategies include negotiation, mediation, collaboration, compromise, and avoidance. Critical thinking requires evaluating the pros and cons as well as the relevance of each option in the context of the specific conflict. Mediation, for example, may be perfect when emotions are high and a neutral party is necessary to facilitate discussion. Compromise may work effectively when both sides are open to making small concessions. Collaboration tends to be most successful when innovative solutions that satisfy all parties are needed. Avoidance may alleviate immediate stress, but it risks leaving issues unresolved and if not applied judiciously. By thoughtfully considering each strategy, individuals can select an approach that is likely to foster a constructive and enduring resolution. It's equally critical to foresee the repercussions of the chosen strategy. Each approach can have both short-term and long-term impacts on the issue at hand and on relationships. For instance, avoidance may relieve immediate tension, but can lead to lingering frustration or resentment later. Collaboration might demand more time and effort, yet it strengthens relationships and generates creative solutions. Mediation can prevent escalation, but relies on the commitment and cooperation of all parties. By contemplating these potential repercussions in advance, more informed and responsible decisions can be made. Ultimately, after scrutinizing the conflict, stakeholders, strategies, and potential outcomes, it's time to make a well-reasoned decision. The strategy selected should strike a balance between effectiveness, efficiency, and the impact on relationships. Adaptability is essential as circumstances can evolve, necessitating modifications to the chosen approach. The overarching aim is not merely to settle the immediate conflict, but also to tackle root causes, fortify relationships, and foster a culture of constructive problem solving. Let's now understand the practical applications of critical thinking in conflict resolution. In work environments, think about a disagreement between two departments regarding budget distribution. By utilizing critical thinking, the problem is initially recognized as one related to resources. Since both departments are vital to the organization, it's important to maintain a collaborative connection. Options such as collaboration, negotiation, and mediation are assessed. Collaboration could yield a mutually beneficial outcome. Negotiations might lead to a feasible compromise, and mediation can help prevent escalation. Choosing avoidance in this scenario would postpone essential decisions and could negatively impact productivity. The ultimate decision structured collaboration backed by negotiation ensures equity and maintains interdepartmental relationships. In personal contexts, visualize siblings disputing over duties related to caring for an elderly parent. The disagreement stems from varying priorities and expectations. Emotional ties and shared responsibilities make it crucial to uphold relationships. Approaches like mediation can promote open dialogue. Compromise can guarantee an equitable allocation of tasks, and collaboration can develop creative care plans that meet everyone's need. Dodging the conversation could foster resentment or guilt. Merging mediation with collaborative planning addresses both emotional and practical requirements, ensuring the parent receives adequate care while fostering strong family ties. Now, let's discuss benefits of critical thinking in conflict resolution. Critical thinking is essential for effectively and constructively resolving conflicts. It allows individuals to transcend emotional responses and adopt a logical, contemplative, and solution-focused mindset. The key advantages of employing critical thinking in conflict resolution includes: number one, critical thinking aids in selecting the most effective strategy for each distinct situation. Critical thinking enables individuals to thoroughly evaluate the nature of a conflict before reacting. Each conflict varies concerning the individuals involved, intensity, context, and root causes. Rather than applying uniform solutions to every circumstance, critical thinkers scrutinize crucial factors like power dynamics, time limits, emotional sensitivities, and long-term impacts. By examining these aspects, individuals can determine whether negotiation, collaboration, compromise, mediation, or avoidance is most suitable strategy. This deliberate choice enhances the chances of a favorable outcome and stops the inappropriate application of conflict resolution methods that might exacerbate the situation. Number second, it reduces impulsive or emotionally driven choices. Dear learners, conflicts frequently evoke strong feelings such as anger, frustration, fear, or bitterness. In the absence of critical thinking, individuals may act rashly, express hurtful statements, or make choices they later regret. Critical thinking prompts individuals to take a moment, contemplate, and distinguish between emotions and facts. This reflective process aids in recognizing emotional biases and managing immediate reactions. Consequently, responses become more measured, respectful, and intentional. Reducing impulsive actions helps avoid escalation and enables conflicts to be tackled calmly and logically. Number third, maintains relationships while tackling core issues. One of the most notable advantages of critical thinking in conflict resolution is its emphasis on both problem solving and fostering relationships. Rather than perceiving conflicts as win-lose scenarios, critical thinkers strive to comprehend the needs, interests, and viewpoints of all parties involved. This mindset helps individuals tackle the underlying reasons for conflict without jeopardizing trust, respect, or cooperation. By carefully selecting words, tone, and actions, critical thinking ensures that disagreements are settled in a way that reinforces relationships instead of damaging them, particularly in professional, academic, and personal realms. Number four, it promotes reflection and learning for ongoing improvement. Critical thinking fosters self-assessment during and following conflict situations. Individuals reflect on what went awry, what was successful, and what could be enhanced for future occurrences. This reflective learning process turns conflicts into avenues for personal and professional development. To sum up, conflict resolution strategies are essential skills that enable individuals to manage disagreements in a constructive, respectful, and effective manner. Since conflict is a natural part of personal, academic, and professional life, understanding how to address it thoughtfully is crucial for maintaining healthy relationships and productive environments. Strategies such as negotiation, mediation, collaboration, compromise, and avoidance offer structured ways to respond to conflicts based on their nature, intensity, and context. Each conflict resolution strategy has its own strengths and limitations, and no single approach is suitable for all situations. The effective management of conflict depends on the ability to analyze the situation carefully, understand the perspectives of all parties involved, and select the most appropriate strategy. By applying critical thinking, individuals can move beyond emotional reactions and choose solutions that address root causes while preserving relationships. In an increasingly complex and diverse world, conflict resolution skills foster empathy, cooperation, ethical decision making, and social harmony. When applied consciously and flexibly, these strategies transform conflicts into opportunities for learning, growth, and stronger connections. Dear learners, remember, the goal of conflict resolution is not to win an argument, but to find solutions that promote harmony, respect, and long-term well-being. I hope you have understood this session well. Thank you for your attention.